Alright, let's see here. Good Lord, look how white I am. You pale face.
I know, me too.
Alright, can't turn right on this
Makeup on
light right here. What's up, everybody? Yes, we're live. Live right there. 17 seconds. Haven't done a live stream in a while I was driving, so I figured, hey, why not? There's lots of stuff going on in the world right now. Stuff we could talk about. Maybe answer some questions on here. Caressa Mareko. How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today. I just figured I'd turn this thing on while I'm driving.
The floodgates are open.
Thought it might be a good day to do that. We're out running some errands. If this thing shuts off, if the live stream just ends, it's 111 degrees right now in Avondale, Arizona. So, and then this phone is kind of in the window here on the little suction cup phone holder. So it might overheat. If so, then I'll just put the phone in my air conditioner here, cool it off. But anyway, we just left the house. Probably not the smartest idea for me to announce when I'm leaving the house, but it doesn't really matter.
Look at what I just read.
What did you just read?
Okay, so there's this chick she calls herself Magenta Pixie. I follow her on YouTube. She's a highly intuitive psychic. She receives messages from spirit guides and things like that, channels.
I don't know if I buy that 100%. I think it might be technology and synthetic telepathy.
I've been following her for a while, and she seems pretty spot on about a lot of things. Anyways, she just tweeted earlier, just a little while ago, the floodgates are now open, and the dark secrets this world has held for eons shall now be exposed. House of Cards is about to come tumbling down.
Oh,
now listen to this.
That sounds good to me.
Listen to this. Somebody posted a comment that says, I hope this includes the rotten TI watch list. Not a word is ever spoken of the millions being tortured to death.
Awesome. That's Magenta Pixie said
That's
that?
somebody commenting on her post.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the targeted individual watch list. However they do that, we think we've got a good idea. It's gone through DHS and FISA court and all this stuff. But I actually, so right before we left, I tweeted something from the ACLU, where the ACLU is now calling to dismantle DHS. So targeted individuals have been contacting the ACLU for years. Me personally, I sent them messages saying, hey, you guys are about victim rights and help people and stuff, right? So maybe you can help targeted individuals. Every single one of us got ignored for years and years and years. Now all of a sudden, it looks like Department of Homeland Security has been taken over by the White Hats, and they're arresting Antifa and Black Lives Matter domestic terrorists. Now, all of a sudden, all of these different organizations that try to help people, quote, in quotes, are calling for dismantling DHS, which makes me think, oh, hey, I think the White Hats took over DHS, and that watch listing guidance has changed, and they're actually going to go after target real terrorists. Now, I still have kind of an issue with the way that the whole fusion-centered mass data collection and then fusion-centered dissemination of people's information to stalk, harass, and agitate. That whole situation needs to change, because all that does, regardless of what side is using it, it just creates chaos. And we'll end up with more mass shooters, more car accidents, more non-organic mental issues, people in prison, people in mental facilities, people on SSRI and psychotropic drugs, etc. So, that being said, it does look like DHS and compartments of DOJ, it's compartmentalized, it's hard to explain it all, but FBI falls under DOJ. And it seems like compartmentalized groups of FBI are making big arrests, while other parts of the FBI are still up to their deep state bullshit. And like I talk about all the time, there's an internal war everywhere, in the military, in the intel agencies, in policing, all over the place. It's an internal, invisible war, and good guys that are doing good things. So hopefully they're using DHS to do that. So not hopefully. I watched some of it happen. They're taking some people out, and well, I shouldn't say it that way. They're arresting some people in like Portland, Oregon. I saw 20 Antifa members were arrested, and 13 of those were public school teachers. WTF, you know? So yeah, check out my last video I did on tactics that are used for social engineering in society, street theater. I talk about street theaters, especially because there was a possible big street theater skit that was pulled on. Well, not just me, us. Andrea was with me. My daughter was in the car. But I went over that, and I talked for social engineering and fear, control, manipulation, etc., etc. If you're new to my channel, this sounds interesting. It's something you want to research. If you've been watching me for years, you're like, yeah, I talk about the same thing over and over. But I'm not an expert on everything. I'm an expert on this because I've gone through it so long. So anyway, look at how we look on this screen here. We look like ghosts. Let's see. Can we do something with the? It's really a little bit. Nope. Nope. You guys like my hat? Check it out. Here, let's see. I'll look down for a second. It says "Make Harvest Great Again."
Oh yeah. The other day.
I was going through inventory. Oh, I didn't delete this one out of the store yet. This is still for sale on the eBay store.
I found a lot that I was looking through the eBay store, the pages earlier today, and I wish there was like a section where, because I help him find hats all the time. Not all the time. I try sometimes.
No, she helps me.
But going through a lot of these hats, I'm seeing so many on there that I'm like, oh man, if people knew that this was in there, like these would fly off the shelf. A lot of military and like, you know, American flag, just different. They're all different. There's so many different ones in there. So I was thinking maybe, and I did take one picture that I posted when I was trying on all the different hats, and then I took that one picture that had like 5 or 6 stacked up on the thing. There's so many of them though. I should get all of them and like take a picture of all of them.
That'd be helpful, because when we listed all of them, I would have whoever listed the hat put it in a category. Like if it was me, Mike could be M1. If it was trivia, we had a girl that worked for us named Trivia, it'd be T1, my son, D1, whatever. And then after a while, we'd change it to, yeah, anyway. So they got listed in categories like that. So it's kind of hard to search through the
like 1,000 plus items. You know, if you're going page after page after page, a lot of them are just, you know, the most random. There's so many.
So you kind of have to search for what you're looking for, but it's kind of hard sometimes. It's like trying to think of like what song you want to listen to instead of going through a list of songs, and it just isn't coming to mind.
Did you put the categories on there on the left? When I opened it up on my laptop, there was like military, auto.
Well, there's some of them are categorized like that.
And then there's a lot of like hats 1, hats 2, hats 3, hats 4, but there's no, it doesn't say where it is.
No.
Did you put those there, or does that just automatically pop up on?
Some of them did. Yeah, we got some like that. If there's like an option to put a second category, so whoever listed it would put their tagline M1, D1, whatever, and then under that it would be like military or sports or whatever. But Yeah, maybe I should go through there
tomorrow or later today or something.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is my Make Harvest Great Again. I don't know. I saw this one and I keep hearing, you know, if you follow QAnon and listen to the codes, the comms that they talk about harvest, and it's kind of hard to explain, but basically do with taking out the deep state, harvesting the wheat from the chaff, separating the wheat from the chaff. I kind of see that happening, and I see a lot of signaling kind of while I'm out and about that kind of gives me messages, and that should sound weird to any hasn't gone through this whole targeted individual thing or doesn't see the street theater, but sometimes I see things and it kind of formulates a story, and it's not always a negative story. Like the other day, okay, thankfully Andrea is here to corroborate this story. We drive to take my daughter to work. I'm seeing a bunch of different things, and as we're pulling back into the neighborhood, I go, or well, no, I told you a little bit after we got in the house, and I was like, okay, here's one of the messages I got while we were out.
Oh, about the
I said,
MS-13 or the
yeah, I said
house?
something going on with Operation Legend, and some kind of Mexican cartel just went down, or going down. There's something going on with Operation Legend and a Mexican cartel, and that's as much as I got in the message. So as I'm flipping through Twitter,
like the next morning, or?
No, later that afternoon, the Department of Justice Legend is extending to, where'd they say? Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Louis, somewhere, two different places, St. Louis, Missouri, and somewhere else. And that 10 MS-13 members have been arrested for human trafficking. Call it a coincidence if you want, but that was an interesting kind of message. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'll just take this with me so it can cool down. I'll be right back. All right. Got to go into the post office here. Got the mask wearer, hand sanitizer people wear. I'm not realizing that COVID is, well, let's just put it this way. So 25-year FBI special agent retired John D'Souza broke down what COVID-19 stands for. All right, so anyway, John D'Souza broke down what COVID-19 stands for. So if you break up the word, the C stands for C-S-E-E, and then Ovid is Latin for sheep, Ovis or Ovid, Latin for sheep. 19 is the ancient number of surrender. So COVID-19 stands for C, sheep, surrender. Imagine that. I'm just talking about the how John D'Souza broke down the COVID-19 and what it means.
Oh yeah. It was Memphis and St. Louis.
Memphis and St. Louis is where Operation Legend was extended to. Let's see. I'm gonna try something here. Hold on, everybody. Put that here. Make this thing to where the air conditioner will blow on it.
Is your this on? Turn this on.
Here. Oh, that doesn't really work, does it?
Hi.
Let's see. Huh. Here, you can look at us through our steering wheel here. All right.
You look like a little kid. Can barely see over the steering wheel.
All right. Defrost? Well, yeah, growing up in California. Well, no, it froze in California a little bit. All right, here, we're gonna park. Let's park next to this guy. All right. Yeah, that's not gonna help because then we won't be able to. I don't know, we'll just try this. Alright. Tell this is a professionally edited high quality production here. You can only see like half of us. Alright. I'll just lean in. Drive like this, people will think I'm a gangster or something.
So what else do you have to talk about?
Okay, so half of the world seems like it's on fire all of a sudden. Being a former firefighter, I kind of, hear about a fire or I see a fire, my ears perk up a little bit. I'm like, what's going on with that? And I watch, think about what's being reported and what's on fire and how it's burning and how it may have started and all that stuff. Huh?
Was it Baltimore? And I don't know. Gosh, at this point, it's like,
Well,
where is shit?
yeah.
All right, Willis.
Yeah.
Get back.
Oh, he could be in it.
Huh?
He could be in it.
I know, he's in it. He just got stinky drunk.
Oh. So yeah, there's fires all over the world. Looked like some kind of recycling paper place in Baltimore caught on fire. Someplace in Russia blew up today. Somebody tweeted an interesting tweet that's they took all the letters of the places that had been either blowing up or catching on fire around the world, and it was
Is
like
it Lebanon?
Lebanon.
I say Lebanon because I'm from Tennessee. It's Lebanon.
Yeah, in Tennessee there's a town called Lebanon, but you pronounce
Lebanon.
it Lebanon.
So,
No, I live there.
you actually lived right by Lebanon.
Yeah, in Mount Juliet, where Charlie Daniels was from. Rest in peace,
Right
Charlie.
by me. Been to his house before. And then UAE.
Lebanon, UAE,
Sun's in
Syria,
my eyes, I can't think.
S, what was it, Syria,
C, China,
C, China,
India. Was it India?
I don't know, Indonesia.
I don't know. They're all running together at this
Anyway,
point.
the letters of all the places that were catching on fire or blowing up spelled out Lucifer. Actually, there was no R. Somebody tweeted that out. It was like, if the next place that catches on fire or blows up starts with an R, this will spell Lucifer. And then somebody tweeted a picture of somewhere in Russia today, in Belarus, Russia blowing up today. And they're like, well, okay, there's the R.
Interesting.
So that was kind of an interesting coincidence.
They're still opening more McDonald's.
Trump had a news conference today, and maybe about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the news conference, we need to leave the room. And Trump was like, what? So we need to leave the room. So okay. And they went to some back room, and apparently some guy with a gun. I saw the video, actually. They found video of the Secret Service. Looked like this guy was just walking up with a big old hand cannon. Guy that looked like he'd never held a gun before in his life. Was just walking down the street, towards Secret Service, and they popped him in the stomach, and he fell down and dropped the gun. And but then one of I mean, I'm not a former cop or anything. I'm not some kind of investigator, but I noticed things that kind of don't make sense. And one of the Secret Service guys just reached down and picked the gun up with his bare hands. Perpetrator's firearm. I was like, why would you do that and put your fingerprints all over it when that guy's fingerprints are all over it? Maybe that doesn't matter anymore. They've got it on video. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know. It just didn't seem right to me.
Secret Service guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Not Secret Service guy in the suit. Secret Service guy in like police gear, battle rattle. So anyway, apparently some guy tried to get in. Secret Service handled that. So to all you other people that are thinking of doing some dumb shit like that, watch that video how it turned out for that guy. And knock that off. Let's see, what else is going on? In the last video I made about the street theater and all that, Andrea and I were sitting on the couch watching, I don't know, going through Twitter, whatever we were doing, watching something on YouTube, and we heard what sounded like one of the industrial-sized fireworks go off that were going off for like a month around here every night.
It was loud.
It sounded like it went off.
Just one.
Just one though, yeah. And it shook the house. But it sounded like a big one. And we were like, huh, that's
How long
weird.
before we left?
That was probably 10 minutes before we left the house. So we heard that go off, and then we
fascinated with anything that lights up.
and then we left the house,
Hey.
and then there was EMS units going everywhere. Right as we got to the stoplight, leaving the neighborhood, there's an ambulance going by code 3, lights and sirens, and that whole situation. Just go back and watch the last video I did, talk about it. What else is interesting to research? Oh, going back to the Beirut. Well, people that watch me on YouTube aren't on Twitter or other social media.
No, I
this is
know,
all
but-
new to them.
Okay, that's true. Sorry.
So the Beirut, Lebanon explosion uncovered what they called a labyrinth of tunnels underneath. There was a bunch of underground rooms apparently, and there's a newscaster saying, "Hey, look at this underground room right here." And who knows what that was all about, but that was there.
Tunnels everywhere.
Yeah, tunnels everywhere.
I pulled up, it got me to thinking because everybody's talking about all these underground city a year or two ago, a couple years ago, about the U.S. government or the military. They like put out like an ad of some sort saying that they were looking to buy something that they could use for underground, like some kind of underground facility that was already in existence, that they didn't have to go and build, something that was already there. They're looking to spend like, I don't remember how much.
I vaguely remember that.
And so I went to look it up today, and it got me thinking. Everybody's like, you know, what's taking so long, you know, about getting underground and finding supposedly if there's all the children or whatever it is that's going on in these underground tunnels and cities. And all the DUMBs, everything that we're hearing about, all those.
A DUMB is a deep underground military base.
Yeah, and you know, people are talking about hearing these explosions coming. You know, it sounds like explosions causing these little, like, low-range earthquakes, different countries, and
Like
so
a
anyway,
China leg.
I went to look for that earlier today, and I came across. I think it was just on military.com, but it was a couple years ago. It was 2018. Said that they had started in the fall of 2017, pouring millions of dollars into training the, like, more than just the specialized military that were already doing underground training stuff, but they were expanding that by pretty considerable to having more training underground, which goes along with whatever that they were looking to buy some underground facility or something to do this training. And so they've been training like way more than they ever had before over the last couple of years.
And military.com put out an article about the Army training for underground close quarters combat.
That's what I posted today.
Is that what? Oh, really? Okay.
But nobody ever sees my stuff on Twitter because I'm shadow banned.
Yeah, she's.
So I'll post stuff and I'll get like 0 likes or shares.
Yes, check out her account on Twitter.
Every now and then.
Tell them the handle.
Sometimes I don't. Andrea _homegirl. HOMEGIRL. Homegirl. ANDREA _homegirl. But yeah, there's a thing that you can go to, just a website you can go to and put in your Twitter handle, your name, and it's shadowban.eu. Shadowban, just BAN, ban.eu. Put a Twitter handle and it'll do if you're deboosted or banned or not banned. But, there's like 4 different check marks, and 3 of the 4 currently on mine are check marks saying that yes, I'm shadow banned on this, yes, I'm shadow banned on this. So all of my comments that I post on other people's stuff, they get stuck in that section at the bottom that says show more replies, and then they get stuck at the bottom of that section that says click here to view replies that may be hateful stuff or inappropriate stuff or anything like that.
No, if you did, you'd be boosted. If you posted like,
I'd be like more like.
Yeah, it's like backwards mirror world, upside down.
Did you see what I posted earlier? I'm like, I'm just gonna start posting some fucked up freak show shit.
They'd probably promote it.
Probably, that's what I said.
Okay.
All right, I need to go get a cat brush for my.
You want me to drop you off up there? I just park here so I
cat.
can park in the shade. Here, I'll drop you off up front.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for going to run errands with us, everybody. Well, she goes in there. I look through these comments and try to reply to some of the comments and or questions.
Michael Barden and I used to follow each other. It says he blocked me. Did he really, or is this Twitter going crazy again?
I don't know. I blocked a bunch of people.
Yeah. I'll have him look into it, Vicky, if you're watching. But I'm going to run to the store, so I will be back.
All right. Don't run into the store. Go through the doors.
Oh, I don't know if I have cash. I don't know if they take Apple Pay. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Be out here. Okay. Looks like it cooled down a little bit. We're down to 110 right now. All right, let's park in the shade. There we go. That's better. Just my time. I got dressed up today, can you tell? Alright. What's up, Willis? Who's that guy? Alright, so I'll go through some of the comments here. Oh. Okay, so lost the signal. YouTube shut down, and I just lost 23 of the 28 of the people that were here. Just literally a Wi-Fi tower right there. 5G, whatever you want to call it. All right, so check it out, right in front of me. Cell phone tower right there. Verizon store right over here. lose my signal. Imagine that. And said I wasn't supposed to read. Well, let's go back. Let's try this again. This time call says, I think it's all over to keep up major players from getting heat in the big reveal. Kind of late on answering some of these, but that cute dog is Willis. A reflection or a shadow of something, he thinks that he can catch it. All right, I'm just gonna hold the phone right here. Keep losing my connection right here in the middle of town. Somebody said Meat Puppets. That was a good band. They sang the song Lake of Fire that Nirvana covered. Where do bad folks go when they die? Don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fright. See him again till the 4th of July. Spencer Weinberg says, do you just accept that your smartphone is surveilled 24/7, or can you give any pointers so you can have a, well, I don't even know what that word means, concert croc? I don't think anybody really accepts that their cell phone is monitored 24/7. Robert Ward says, so proud of how you handled things in video, Michael. Which video? But, I mean, thanks. Takes a lot of time and patience to do this under pressure, and there's constant pressure. I should be good at this, though. This is my job in the military, to document things, photo, video, broadcast journalism. So I continually signed up for combat cam, so I would get deployed with troops in theater, which is in war zone basically, which I never understood why they called it being in theater. But anyway, never got a chance to go do that. I did get qualified as a combat correspondent. It was the last job title listed on my job duty printout. But that's because I went to San Antonio, Texas and got trained in weapons system video to redact information from heads-up displays from fighter jets. Oh, it's unlocked. And Andrea's back. This thing ended the live stream twice. Had to start it over.
Just got a tail on the eyeball.
Huh?
Just got a tail on the eyeball. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. I'm just going through the comments right now.
Gosh, cat brushes are freaking expensive.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm going through these comments kind of fast. Deborah Kovac says they're messing with you today. Yeah, they mess with me every day. So every day is another ring in the circus. Alright. YouTube wants me to remember to guard my privacy and abide by our community guidelines.
Of course.
The dude does not abide. Ray IM says every day is Groundhog Day for me. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Groundhog Day and the Truman Show. It was some kind of. Jeez, look how white we are.
I know. I don't think I'm really that white in person.
No, we're not. We're not translucent.
I'm just an angel.
Your door is ajar. Where are we going?
Biden 2020. Where are we going? I need to get coffee.
Kofifi?
Coffee.
Security. Security guard.
I need to get stuff to make dinner too.
All right.
What should I make? Chicken parmesan.
Okay. I was gonna say, I know that security guard's not going into the barber shop. He's almost as bald as I am. All right.
I should do a cooking channel.
You should. Andrea can cook.
I want to teach kids, like high school kids, or middle school, high school, how to cook.
Well, if you do a YouTube channel, then you can teach anyone how to cook. Anybody that checks it out. But you mean like homeschool kind of thing?
Hmm?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about not sending their kids back to school because they realize that they're indoctrination centers, a lot of them, and they're pooling their money together to hire independent teachers to homeschool their kids.
I actually went
Which is a good
to
idea.
MTSU I went there for 4 years, but I didn't get a degree because I kind of screwed around the first couple years that I was there, and I wasn't taking all the classes that I needed, but I am very close, about 3/4 at least, to having an education degree. I was going to be a middle school teacher. So I got my real estate license instead, back in 2004. Yeah, so I went to MTSU from 2000 to 2004.
Sure you don't want to just get in and out or something? Instead of having to cook tonight?
I like to cook.
Okay.
I haven't been cooking very much lately.
All right.
And I don't need very much stuff. I already have noodles, cheese. Yeah, I only need like...
Fries / Kroger or...
Yes.
Okay. Or Food City. All right. Who's the chick? Who's the chick?
Andrea.
This is Andrea.
I've been on a few videos.
Andrea
before.
from Tennessee. She's my girlfriend. How long have you been here now? Almost 4 months?
Something like that. I think mid-April, when I first came here.
She came to visit.
I've always wanted to come to Arizona.
Needed to get out of Tennessee
Yeah, I had to escape.
for a little while and go on an adventure and came to visit me, and then here she is.
Can't get rid of me now. It's okay, he keeps me around.
She's
'cause
my
I
new
like to
handler.
cook.
Oh, hey, speaking of Tennessee,
Wow.
license plate in front of us.
Sevier County.
Tennessee.
That's Sevier County is Knoxville.
Severe? Like the rapper Severe?
Sevier, Sevier. About 3 hours from where I was at.
She's a pretty little gang stalker. I've never seen her gang stalk anybody, although I did see her get gang stalked in the grocery store the other night.
I noticed it before you did.
Yeah, I explain this stuff to her all the time when we're out and about. Oh yeah, go ahead. Word up. Oh, damn, lady, what the fuck are you doing?
That was brave.
Like wrong freeway. Crazy drivers.
Just cut across like 5 lanes of traffic just thinking that everybody's gonna stop.
Yeah. Good thing that big rig stopped for her, huh? Anyway, so we were in the grocery store the other day.
We're just walking, and I was wearing stretch pants, like yoga pants, like I always wear, and I just tugged them up and, you know, adjusted my shirt a little bit, like pulled up my stretch pants a little.
Like normal people do.
Just something that you do when you're wearing stretch pants, not that big of a deal. And she was on the phone, and I wasn't listening to anything that she was saying, but I heard her say something about pulling her pants all the way up or something.
So
my ears perked up.
You have to explain this in detail for people that don't understand how this works. So there were people in the store wearing certain types of clothes that basically correlated with conversations that I had earlier that day. People that are kind of lurking around, aiming their phone at you and stuff. And there was a lady that was walking behind us, and basically,
like I could have reached out and touched her.
Yeah, she was right behind us, and she was narrating what we were doing, what Andrea was doing actually.
Yeah, I started listening, and she was narrating like when I did that, and then my ears perked up, and I kind of turned around a little bit, and I said something. I think I said something to you like
that's really obvious.
Because whatever else that she was saying, a couple things, and she said, "Yeah, I'm walking right behind him," and she was laughing, and she's like, "This is so funny. I'm just like laughing at him, and I'm walking right behind him," or something. And at that point, you know, we were both listening, and so we go veer over to the other side to go get something in the dairy section, a gallon of milk or something. She follows right behind us, and I turn around, and I'm just looking right at her, and so she grabbed something off the shelf real quick and walked away. And I said, that was so obvious. Like, that was the first time that it was ever that obvious to me, because she was saying it right in my ear. But anyway,
because they're usually really good at it, but it was intentional. They wanted her to see basically what, you know, kind of how this works, I guess. You know, she's helping me. She's my girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to send her a message or something too. Who knows? But two people can't share a delusion. So just to reiterate that, kind of like when the person shined their flashlight in the bedroom window the other night. You didn't see it.
No, because I was laying.
Yeah, you were laying towards me. But I was laying there. I think I was on my phone, and somebody
saw it,
shined a really concentrated flashlight. It wasn't like, it didn't light up the entire window. It was a little circle right on the blinds. And my dog started freaking out. He saw it and he started barking at the window, and I was like, "Yeah, I saw that too, man." And I went and looked out the window, peeking through the blinds. And then that next day, same grocery store trip that we were talking about, got in line next to a guy wearing a shirt that said Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah.
Sure, just a coincidence.
Said something about a movie from the...
Yeah, he said it's some kind of Netflix special about, I don't know, English gang or something like that. So, but then the other guy that came by us was wearing a big red shirt that said, "Hey, do me a favor, keep your mouth shut." Maybe another coincidence. It's the coincidence factory. Wow. It just got awkwardly quiet.
Well, I'm thinking if that's what I want to make or not. I'm trying to think of what all we have at home. I got my basil I cannot keep a freaking basil plant alive to save my life. But I can still use it.
Well, keeping any plant alive in Arizona other than a cactus isn't the easiest thing.
I did good for a few days. So, do you want me to get anything else like bacon or like the breakfast muffin things?
The what?
The little breakfast muffin things.
Oh, English muffins?
Yeah.
Sure, I mean if we're out.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And if anything crazy happens, I'll come and report back to y'all and let you know if we get fucked with while I'm in there.
Like this traffic incident up here with all the lights we got going on up here. Okay. Let's turn that off. Got some kind of incidente here. What do we got going on here, folks? Really? There have been more auto accidents over here. So they're rerouting traffic. Is that Officer Morales?
Officer Morales was a desk officer, wasn't he?
Well, they probably take turns. Probably sit at the desk one day and then go out on patrol the next day.
Oh.
Or is that Officer Miranda who read me my Miranda rights? Yeah, you're probably right, Willis. So we're getting rerouted through a parking lot because there's an accident over here. There sure have been a lot of accidents lately. Here, we'll be looky-loos. You guys want to see a car accident? Ooh, that's a pretty gnarly one. All right, I mean, citizen journalism, right? All right, so here's the this accident on the corner of MC 85 and El Mirage. So I wouldn't call it a fake accident. It's a real accident. It happened, but sometimes these accidents are staged or contrived. But yeah, this guy looks like somebody got T-boned pretty well. And got somebody on the stretcher over here. It's like 2 cars involved. White car, silver car. Looks like the same ambulance that was heading to the accident the other night. So we have rescue truck 171 and EMS unit 171, both on the scene, and taking somebody away in a stretcher. Hope everybody's all right. Everybody forgot how to drive recently, I guess. one getting carried off in the stretcher?
Yeah, he looks pretty young.
Yeah.
Teenager.
He's probably all right. They're moving slow. Usually if they're going kind of slow, you're okay.
Oops.
Okay, so detour. So that's, let's see, I saw 2 accidents on Interstate 10 today on the way home. Guy with a flat tire. Accidents on the way home, a traffic jam at our exit out here on the west side of Phoenix, which really never gets in a traffic jam. I backed up on the road there. Yeah. A lot of interesting traffic going on. Don't click on it because then it'll open the comment up. Make sure you keep scrolling when you do it. And if a Twitter comment comes up, make sure not to click on that because it'll end the live stream. Comments here, y'all. Will, I think Will, is he reading them too? Passing by the dairy farm right now, out here in Avondale. Smell it sometimes in the morning when you wake up.
Sorry, whoever T.I. is dating will start to experience weird things, that's a guarantee. That's alright, I'll be okay. She is a perp dude. Heard that before. Somebody said she's a perp dude. Targeted individuals can't date non-targeted individuals. They'll be fed false assumptions of you. Best to date another targeted individual. Makes sense, huh?
Some of the stuff that Andrea has told me about her life kind of makes me wonder a few of the things she's been through. So, I told her the same thing. I told her, you could be a perp. you could throw me off down the road, but I'm not gonna just stop trusting everybody or
oh shoot.
Yeah, just hit cancel.
Oh, okay.
Or trying to I don't know. Gotta take chances in life, right?
Is my ex-girlfriend a T.I.? No.
For all I know, she could be some like secret agent here to help me.
She is a robot. She never blinks. Me? I'm
Oh.
a robot.
Domo arigato, Mrs. Roboto. Domo. Domo. She's
Blinks
reading the
and-
damn comments.
I think that was from a little while ago. Maybe, I don't know. Hey there, I'm a TI, but they're using electronic weapons on me almost to the point of killing me. I have somebody on my Twitter that I follow. She
Yeah.
doesn't blink, indicating I'm getting ultra. I do too blink. I'm just reading. I follow a lot of hurt my finger. So, like we were talking about before, people in the spiritual community, you know.
You gotta talk louder if you don't hear.
Sorry. I follow and I pay attention to what goes on in the spiritual community. People who I'm a Christian, but I also learn about things that go kind of beyond just biblical, and I learn a lot about how spiritual things correlate with what's in the Bible, that a lot of Christians just don't like. Hello, it talks about angels and all that stuff in the Bible, so why not learn a little bit more about it? But there are a few people who I know from following them on Twitter who have said that now that we're going through all this stuff and with everything that they're learning, and there are a lot of people that are waking up to it, learning more about it, that are saying that they can't see going back to what they were doing before, and a lot of people are saying that in general, I think. And I mentioned in one of our videos that we did before that with everything that I'm learning from you and from being like firsthand witness to all of this stuff, and then also having that perspective and other people that I follow in the spiritual community, that why not? Because I see people like whoever had just posted something, a few minutes ago, like where do you go? Who do you talk to? And now that so many things in the world are changing, and it's really, is it going to go back to normal at any point in time? And like I said earlier, like I went to school to be a teacher. That's what I like to do. I like to help people. I like to teach in some kind of capacity, or and before, in the first couple of years at MTSU, like I was saying, I kind of fucked around the first couple of years, and I didn't really take the classes that I was supposed to be taking for my education degree. I was very interested in psychology, so I took a few psychology classes that I didn't need, just because I was like scheduling all my stuff on my own. And but then, I got to thinking about it. I'm like, there's not a whole lot that you can do with a psychology degree unless you get your master's or something like that, be a psychiatrist or whatever. And I didn't really feel like that was my thing, but that's something that I'm interested in, and that I kind of feel like I understand, and I have a passion for that type of thing. And so I'm wondering if maybe there's something that I can do. Not just that I'm like hanging out with you all the time and kind of helping you by listening and just kind of being here to understand and help bring awareness to it in my circles. That what can I do to bring
Laura Eisenhower counsels
like her, like what exactly
SRA victims,
like what
my,
she was
my
saying.
labs, people that have had multiple personalities created intentionally through long-term trauma-based mind control. She she counsels them. She talks about that. Actually, the last interview she did with John D'Souza, she talks about that.
Yeah, and my ears perked up. I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do, something like that. And she's, like I mentioned earlier, Magenta Pixie. She's always on Magenta Pixie's channel, and then I know the name sounds silly, but it's something that she, you know, her whole life she's kind of been in this whole spiritual thing, and it used to be kind of a little bit more like fairies, and you know, people think of it in that kind of strange
Well, let's get
way,
back.
but
Let's get back to that. You want to run in there real quick? And
yeah.
I'm gonna stay out here with Willis.
Okay.
Can't leave him in the truck. He'll melt. Dude, should I send you some money on?
I can't
they
use
don't use
Apple
it.
Pay in here.
Okay. Well then.
I might have enough for what I need to get.
Okay.
I'll just get a few things. I'll be
Okay.
quick.
All right. If not, we can just take Willis home. All right. So you're out running errands with us today. All right. See you in a minute. All right. Thanks everybody for going with us to run some errands today. This is just kind of a last minute, spur of the moment live stream, and thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. Talk about some important things that are going on, but let's see. Dominic Alberto says, "Hi Mike and Andrea, hope you both are doing well. Stay strong. Life as we know it will never be the same." Yeah, hopefully things change. And I've talked to her about this whole situation too. I've talked to her about what I've gone through, and I told her, you know what? Who knows? You could be somebody that got sent to me to like a honey trap. She doesn't treat me like yeah. There's no weirdness. There's outside type messages that I get to try to get me to not trust her. I told her I keep that in mind. That you know, I know how this works. A lot of times. Oh, bye, Deborah. A lot of times, honey trap situation. You know, they'll placate you in the beginning, do everything that you like, identify with you. That's placating, and once you fall in love with them, or you know, just have feelings for them, they'll do things to hurt you. And you can't really hurt me anymore. I'm not. Nothing would surprise me anymore. Somebody turned to the last second. It's kind of like these deep state operators do. I'm not saying she's going to do this. I'm just aware of possibilities in life. In my situation, so a lot of these deep state operators, they play the good guy, play the good guy, play the good guy, years and years and years, and then somebody tells them, you know, they get activated, and then all of a sudden they flip the script and they start going along with the narrative and trying to change the people that have invested their time and their effort and their invested their life into them, and they just trust that person. They don't want to break that relationship with that person, and they're just like, well, I've been following them for a long time. I'll just go along with what they're saying, and that's kind of how that works. Oh, this is that same troll account. He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi is what his username says. So that's usually who I get messed with. Nazi type people who hide behind titles like anti-fascist. Pretty messed up that guy's name, it says he's a Nazi. One of the commenters on this live stream, if you go through the comments, just check it out. It says he's a Nazi right there in his title. All right. I'm trying to think of anything else, any other pertinent information. This live stream's going kind of long. Been on here for over an hour, about an hour and 20 minutes. There's a couple things that I've figured out, but I don't know if it's the best idea for me to talk about a few of these things. Yet, as far as like intel, you know, you don't always tell the enemy what you're doing, or if you figured out what people on your side are doing. But there are some positive things. Definitely some positive people that are hiding in plain sight that think they'll never get caught, that operate very covertly. They're not as covert as they think. Dominic asked if I was still moving to West Virginia. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's kind of up in the air. I'm still here in Arizona for at least another year. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I don't know. Well, you know, after November, a lot of things might change. Some information might be uncovered that will help exonerate and indemnify me, but somebody said that they want to live in a TI community. I don't want to live in a TI community. I just want people to stop. I want to live in just any random community that I want to, and not be targeted, stalked, and harassed by paid agitators. So we'll see how that goes, though. It has slowed down. There's still a lot of Truman Show type stuff going on, but compared to a few years ago, it's really slowed down. Nolan Bowers says he's a TI from Arizona too. What part of Arizona? I mean, don't give us your address, but like what? I'm in Avondale, Arizona. What part of Arizona are you in? Had somebody message me from Peoria yesterday saying they're a TI in Peoria. It's getting a little awkwardly quiet here. Okay, hey, that's a good observation, actually. This comment says, "Dog is smart, probably knows who's a gang stalker or not." Okay, I can usually pick up on who's messing with me, who isn't. And Willis seems to be able to tell the same thing. So we pulled up, there's a guy and his wife in this blue truck next to us, navy blue truck. And I don't know if how long they were sitting there, but anyway, they were in this truck. And if somebody walks by my truck, just like you saw a minute ago, this guy that walked by with his mask on and his red hat, he was walking down the aisle and he looked around, he looked right at me and he's like, okay, there he is, and then walked directly by the truck. Willis barked at the guy, growled at him. This other guy, right next to our truck, I mean, look how close this truck is. Got out, kind of had to squeeze by, and he's right next to the window, and Willis just looked at him and was like, hey buddy, how you doing? Didn't bark, nothing. So he's kind of particular at who he barks at. It doesn't have anything to do with ethnicity or anything. He's pretty interesting who he protects the truck from. Oh, let's see. You know what? I don't know if I talked about. I'll have to make another video about this, but I don't know if I talked about my eBay store. So some of you know that I've, after I got blacklisted, targeted, got out of the military, I started buying and selling vintage and collectible items on eBay, Craigslist, OfferUp, basically a reseller, swap meet, all different ways, but mainly my eBay store. I have an eBay store with, at one time had over 17,000 items in the store, and now it's kind of dwindled down to 13,000 items, a little over 13,000 items. But during the COVID-19 thing, I ended up with like 5,500 and something dollars worth of fees that I couldn't pay, and the eBay store ended up shutting down. It got completely closed down. All of the items in the store were removed, and my store was suspended until I paid that money. A bunch of people, I put a video out just showing people my store and saying, hey, this is the last day in business, and you know, thank you to all the people that have shopped in my store. And that ended up getting like 300,000 views on Twitter. I think like over 1 million impressions, something like that. And people started asking, well, hey, how can we help? So I just put my PayPal link out there, and a bunch of people just sent money. 10, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, all kinds of people sent money, kind of pooled together, helped me get enough money to open my store back up. So which, if you're one of those people, thank you very much for doing that. I'm up and running again. Paid eBay the $5,500, get the store going again. And back in business, and then sales have been decent over the last, like, I don't know, it's been just about 2 weeks.
Trump 2020.
Yeah. Trump JFK Jr. 2020.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool, huh? Who knows? So, but anyway, the store is back up. It's, if you just Google or DuckDuckGo, Hats Around the World, HATSAROUNDTHEWORLD space eBay. Click enter. The link to the store should come up. And if you're looking for a gift for somebody, stuff like this, I think this hat's still for sale if you don't mind that I already wore it.
That's where I got this one. And a few others.
So there's all kinds of different used and new, vintage and collectible, different hats from all over the world. For sale in there.
Anything you can think of.
Everything's
Gosh.
45% off right now.
There's a hat for every team, every business.
Pretty much.
Super Bowls,
anything you can think of.
NASCAR,
Anything
military, flags, destinations, beaches,
TV shows,
golf courses,
movies, gyms, construction companies, all kinds of stuff. So she has no wrinkles. I don't like her energy.
Oh,
Just saying.
I do have wrinkles. You just can't see them because the
Yeah,
lighting.
we're all washed
I'm
out.
40.
Don't be hating.
But I do moisturize every day, and I've always done that since high school.
So are these trolls that are trolling, or just like some people that are hating, doing some hating?
Who cares?
She doesn't have any wrinkles. She must be a.
I'm a robot.
She's a reptilian.
What does that say? Why do you think Trump has nothing to do with this program? He probably has people on it, I hope.
Well, here's one of the things that I explained earlier in this video is that there are a lot of systems that were weaponized against society, and the Trump administration has figured out how to take those systems and weaponize them against the people that created them, kind of like DHS. And we see that now, and then all of a sudden, all of the deep state and Democrat, which is the same thing, politicians, not if you identify as Democrat, if you're like a JFK type Democrat. Anyway, I think he's used a lot of these systems to kind of flip it around, like a boomerang, go after people. And here's one big reason I know, because this watch listing guidance didn't change till 2013. Dick Cheney gave George Bush these papers to sign about how they were going to use no-touch torture against United States citizens during the Bush administration. Watch the movie Debia. And there's a scene in that movie where they talk about it. If you scroll down through my timeline on my Twitter account, I shared that. And so that started with Bush, basically. Then they made it worse with the when Obama signed the BRAIN initiative and updated watch listing guidance in 2013, when he changed the Smith-Mundt Act in 2012, which allows propaganda to be used against United States citizens, which propaganda is not only in news, in your newspapers and magazines, commercials, radio. It's being used on the streets in these street theater skits, live action role players. That's how they're carrying out some of that propaganda. So we can thank previous administrations for that, and I think Trump is trying to end a lot of that.
Somebody asked if you can put their name on a hat.
Nope.
No, but I can maybe find some. Did it turn off?
Wait, what was he saying? Can we put their name on a hat?
Yeah, I was saying I could you probably have something in there that if they put what their name is, there may be something.
Oh.
There's like everything you can think of in there.
Oh,
do a search and see if there's
hat?
something already with the name on it, unless it's like.
Probably not. Just to answer your question, probably not. All right.
But if there
unless
is,
I get an embroider machine, if I do, I'll update everybody. All right, we're home.
That'd be fun. I would do that. I don't know how to do that.
There
was another question, but now I
need $5,000 for.
I need to go get this stuff in my house before.
All right, we're about to check out here. Thank you to the people that went to run errands with us. That was fun.
Hold on, what was the other question I missed?
Which one?
I don't know. Go up a little more. I was hating, sorry. If you're talking about me not having wrinkles, that's okay. Or hating on me, my energy. That one.
Sorry, she has no wrinkles.
That's alright.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was the other one. It was right above that. Something about the middle finger.
Oh, man, who cares?
Well, somebody's asking you a question about your hat. You probably have one in there, because I've seen stuff like that in there before. Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah. All right, we're home. We were gone long enough for the Stasi to go in the house and steal some more stuff from the house or move stuff around. I don't know if they still do that. Still have hats that are missing. But who knows? Who knows? I know it happened for a couple years at least.
Are you about to hang out?
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
All right, Andrea says bye.
Oh, I can't get this stuff out.
Thanks for going with us. and hope things are going better for y'all out there. And yeah, be safe. Talk to you all in the next one.